What is going on, everybody? It is Aero here. We're back again in Assetto Corsa. Even bigger news, in my opinion, ESDA is back. That's right. So if you guys don't know, it was a series that I used to participate in and commentate in Forza 7. They've kind of been in limbo with Forza 7 being, you know, not a dead game, but there's no updates coming out, and there's a lot of things that need to be updated in the game for competitive drifting to grow and be a little bit less janky. Hitboxes, exactly something that I'd like to talk, I would talk about. There's a lot of little things. They're making the move over to Assetto Corsa, at least for now. They've done one test event, and then we have another one that will be coming up on December 12th. That'll be a twitch.tv/official Esports Drift. Myself and my good friend Ian or Chevette will be commentating as per usual. I would love to see you guys there. One of the cool things is that because we are in Assetto Corsa, you can basically get whatever track you dang well want. So we are at, if you haven't already figured it out, Daytona, the Daytona road course. So Daytona, this is not a section that existed within mods. So TUS Speed XS. So Speed is the one who made Sunset Club or Sunset Peninsula or Nissan Speedway, whatever you want to call it, from one of the older Forzas, and helped bring it into Assetto Corsa. So this is all his hard work. I'm going to ask and see if I can post a link to the track. The event itself is not going to be public. It's just running with pros because we're still in the testing, or ESDA is still in the testing phase of learning how to run events properly on Assetto Corsa. But I'm going to run you through the course really quick, but then we're going to take a couple laps and be able to explain what's going on here. This is not the road course exit that you're expecting. So the road course exit, I believe, is all the way over there, right there, yes, before NASCAR 1. This is the short course, but we've actually never been able to do this layout before because of the limitations in Forza, and I'll explain that as we go. So there's your entry. This is your restart zone, initiation zone, 3, 2, 1, cones, so you can visualize a little bit better. That in itself is just so much better. Outer zone 1, you're going to want to ride this wall for a little bit. You can see we have a little podium banners. Look at us go. To ride your outer zone before getting into interclip 1. Outer zone 1 here, and then you're going to transition to, or outer zone 2, sorry. Then you're going to transition to outer zone 2. And this is where you're going to see probably some great runs. We're not going to be streaming the qualifying, but you're probably going to see some sick lead run action because you do want to stay out wide here in this corner and stay on power as much as you can. So you actually, this is a decel, but you don't really need the handbrake or anything to do it. You can kind of just rotate the car and keep it on this outer track, this yellow line as well. Another outer zone there, transitioning, and then another kind of, you need to slow down, but you could just use the car with this outer zone. And then inner, pretty self-explanatory. You may have to grab a little bit of the rumble. You're going to be seeing guys, unfortunately, I think, going to be going inside a little bit too early or a little bit too late here. And then there is your outer zone across the finish. The problem that we used to have, ladies and gentlemen, is that there used to be tires here. Because this is a run in reverse, obviously. So there used to be tires here that blocked any use of the actual road course. So we'd have to run this way. So instead of having the tighter exit, it'd be a much wider exit, but you'd basically have to stop the car to be able to make this inner zone, which is part of the rallycross track, and then I think some sort of moto layout, I'm not sure, and then power out, and the power out is like a closing apex. It's just not, it didn't have the same flow that this track does. So, you know, being in Assetto Corsa, we can mod in whatever we want. So it has been decided that it's going to be a little bit more of a slowdown, I think, here with this outer zone. But then we're going back to a nice, long, wide sweeping. It's just improved the last corner or the last area of the course so much more. All right, here we go. So as always, we're in the WDT R34, but here's the start. And here we go. I've done a little bit of practice here, but nothing crazy. Second, third, fourth, come in with that head of speed. Make sure you enter before that line. Try to get close to the wall, but don't hit it. Inner zone right there. Oh, I understeered really bad back on the power. Use a little bit of the foot brake to get the car to rotate. May have missed that outer zone there. We'll have to watch that back. Getting that outer zone. Flick back over, get that outer zone. A little bit of a lift to get the car back into that inner zone, then right back on the power, slowly opening the steering and across the line. So this track, it's basically fancy footwork is the way I'm going to put it. Speaking of which, we get to check out the cool replay cameras that us over at Podium Esports have checked out. So I did get some on the wall, but you could tell my entry was nervous because if you hit that wall, it's game over. Definitely missed the inner zone there. Just didn't commit on the throttle. So I did get that outer zone, but not quite. You're going to want to keep it outside a little bit. You kind of bring it in just a hair and then let the car kind of push back wide so you're not running over this yellow line. Got all of that outer zone. And then this is probably my favorite section of the course. You can flick it so hard. I went a little wide there, actually, very wide. You can flick it so hard to get this turn in. You can throw so much angle at it without having to, like, grab e-brake, slam on the brakes. You know, the car is doing all of its slowing down naturally as we're coming over the line here. It's just a fun track. It's very fun. But like I said, it's a lot of pedal work more so versus, you know, like pulling e-brake and really listening to or like modulating the brake, like using a lot of brake pedal. You could basically, I think, if you're really good, only have to use the brakes in that second outer zone, and then you're full throttle or just managing the throttle for the rest of the track. So let's try to see if we can improve on our mistakes here. Second, third, fourth, gonna use the power of the car to flick it. A little bit more angle there. Using the foot brake to help pull more. Same thing here. Foot brake. Oh, we definitely got it that time. Little lift just to keep the car inside the zone. Same thing here. A little bit of foot brake just to get the car rotated. We've got all of that inner zone. Push it all the way out wide. A little bit on the curbing there and across the line. That felt really, really well. Or felt really, really good, rather. I know speaky today. English be hard. Not my best entry in the world, but at least it was consistent. Got that inner zone. Transitioning over. That was kind of a weak transition, but like I said, you don't really need to use anything more. Oh, rode that yellow line. You don't really need to e-brake. Not a really abrupt slowdown there. It's nice and smooth. The key to competition, I think, December 12th, is going to be how close do you dare get to your lead car, because I think once you lose them, that's basically going to be it. I can't really see a lot of closing points or places that you can kind of catch up to that lead car. This first clip as well, or this first zone, is going to be make or break, because it is, you know, so important to be able to get that outer zone. But I didn't really snap to angle there. You'll be seeing the good guys, the guys actually competing, be able to snap to angle a lot better. Like I said, I'm not driving, just commentating. Look at these spicy cameras that we made. Ooh-wee, maybe a little bit too far outside there. This is another big flick zone. You could flick the hell out of the car here. See, I was a little late to angle there. Use the foot brake to help get there. Filling 2 of the 3 outer zones. And then you kind of want to see if you could ride this yellow line. I'm really playing a risky game here. I got a tire on that line. That was about as far as I could go without going over. I actually went over there, so that would have been a tire drop, but we can, you know, pretend that didn't happen. Haven't commentated a drift event in a while, boys. I'm very, very excited. I hope to see you guys there. And then this is where you're going to be seeing a lot of people push in on the doors of the lead car. Yeah, like I said, there's not a whole lot of places to go like shallow or sacrifice to be able to catch. So I think it's going to be the lead car or the follow car's main responsibility is to just not lose the lead car. So I think you're going to be seeing a lot of contact in turn 1, because if this lead car gaps on, so instead we don't have 50 roll anymore, right? So we just had the chicane. So if you see that lead car get a little bit of a gap, you know, running their line properly, you're going to see the chase car try to go shallow, perhaps here on the track, and that doesn't really line up with that inner clip. So I think you're going to be seeing some doors being grabbed here. Might be able to, you know, straight line this section, but it just flows so well that I don't even know if it's worth it, because you might throw yourself off for here. This is going to be your main catch-up zone, I think, is people opting to not go for these outer zones, take maybe more of a mid-line and catch up to that lead car. It's going to really sacrifice their chase as a whole, but, you know, getting that proximity, if they can make it work for this last corner, or this last zone here, because this is basically full power. If you're not on the guy's door by now, unless you have a power advantage, you're not really going to see it happen. So, you know, this track is going to be very, very crucial for the lead or the follow car to just get on the door and not let that lead car go. Lead car, I'm going to say it's going to be snappy transitions, making sure you get all of your outer... Oh, that is something that's going to happen. Or maybe I just suck. I think lead car, where they're going to want to focus, again, is not really worry about running away from the chase car, because you're going to have to sacrifice too much to do that. But just make sure you hit all your outer zones. Make sure you run your best qualifying lap that you can. You know, try to keep your angle nice and smooth, because twitchy angle here is really, really visible. Be able to get all of these outer zones. Like I said, you don't really need to use the handbrake or anything. It's just throttle modulation. The more you get on the power, the farther out the car tracks. You know, cars that have a lot of grip set up in them, as I'm taking a... This is just a fun track. Kind of bummed that I'm not driving, but I could sign up. I could drive, and I would love to. I still want to dip my feet into competitive Assetto Corsa drifting as a driver. But since I'm commentating, I think it wouldn't be right to even if I'm on a media staff, I don't think it's right to drive and participate, because I don't want, if I win a battle, I don't want people to be like, oh, you're just being nice to him because he's the commentator. So again, like first, second, third, fourth, take a big flick entry. May want to be careful with that when you want to carry as much speed into one as possible. All the power down, like I said, through here. Didn't want to do that, but ended up getting to the outer zone anyway. Big slowdown because I'm bad. And I screwed up there. That's kind of what you want to do in that outer zone, but not poorly. This is kind of what's going to separate the men from the boys. So I'm fairly good at Assetto Corsa at this point. I'm not amazing, but I think I can hang. But you're going to be able to see guys who pull this kind of angle on this outer zone and hold it and keep it out to the outer zone all the time. You're going to be seeing that in the event, especially towards the end of the event. This has been a long time coming. ESDA moving out of the arcade or simcade world and into sim drifting. Assetto Corsa being basically your only option. Kick the clutch. A little bit of, oh. Man, if I could just stop doing that. Leader line, second, third, fourth. Let's pretend we're a chase car. So if you go shallow here, it's actually not undoable, but you're going to actually, so you're going to see some people track wide if they do that. That's kind of what I thought. The line through that corner, just the way it's set up is just not, you can't really go shallow there. What a lot of people like to do is enter door to door with somebody. I don't think that's going to work at Daytona. That didn't really work at Daytona in Forza 7. You really had to nail it to be able to pull that off. So I think if you're a chase car, you're better off just staying right on the tail of the lead car, maybe going a little bit shallow here, not getting all of that outer zone, maybe not getting all of this outer zone. That's going to be your big catch-up area. But you're going to push wide here. Like I said, there is, everywhere where there's a catch-up zone, there's a sacrifice that you have to make in terms of line. And obviously, it's not going to look great to the judges either, but there are places for you to gain. You just have to know what you're doing to be able to do it. Can't just go shallow on everything, because if you do, you're going to crash and die, or hit the car in front of you and crash and die. Let's do one more here. And just check in, third, fourth. Came in with as much speed as we can. A little bit of foot brake to keep the car on the wall. Lift a little bit to get into the inner zone. All right, come on, Keenan. Big balls, big balls. Could have been better, but could have been worse. And big balls part 2. Too much too early. I think I could have got away with that angle, but I couldn't snap right to it. I had to snap and then apply it a little bit. I think we got that outer zone though. And bada bing. Nice timid entry. You're gonna be seeing way more wild entries from people on Saturday the 12th. Like I said, you could just pull all the angle you want here if you do it properly. Stand on the throttle. And then big flicks here. Yeah, oh yeah, that was just too much. I think at the center of the corner, I probably could have got away with that, but at the end of the corner, then no. But thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Again, go follow twitch.tv/official Esports Drift. I'll have a link in the description. That's where this event will be hosted, and I will be commentating. Would love to see you guys there. It's going to be so fun being able to commentate an event on a game that functions for drifting, that works. We are not having the game fight us, and it's not going to take 7 hours to run a top 32. So excited. But thank you guys for watching. Leave some ideas maybe in the description or in the comments for future Assetto Corsa videos. I forgot to do Irwindale, and by the time I was like, time to do Irwindale, it was way too late to do Irwindale. So I could still do Irwindale if you want me to. I have the track. I just never got around to making the video. If I get some positive comments here, we might be seeing an Irwindale video very soon. But thanks, guys, very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace. What a girl wants, what a girl needs.